The Fisherman and the Jinni. Once upon a time, there was an old and poor fisherman who had a wife and 3 children. He made his living by fishing. Every day, he went to the sea, cast his net, and caught fish. One day, just like always, he went to the sea and threw his net into the water. After a while, he felt something heavy. The fisherman was happy and thought, "I must have caught a big fish." With great effort, he pulled the heavy net out of the water. But to his surprise, instead of a fish, he found a piece of iron. He felt sad and cursed his bad luck. He took the iron out of the net and threw it back into the water. After a little while, he felt the net getting heavy again. The fisherman hoped for the best and pulled it out again, but this time it was a jar full of pebbles and sand. For the 3rd time, he threw the net into the sea and waited. This time, he caught broken glass. Feeling tired and heartbroken, the fisherman looked up at the sky and said, "Oh God, do not let me go home empty-handed. This is my last chance. I will throw my net one more time." He threw the net into the water again. Soon enough, he felt it getting heavy once more. With great effort, he pulled it out and saw a big jar. A spark of joy lit up in his eyes, and he thought, "Surely, I have found a great treasure." He took out a knife from his pocket and opened the jar. He tilted it to pour out whatever was inside. Suddenly, thick blue smoke poured out of the jar and rose into the sky. Then, a huge and strong Jinni appeared in the smoke. The fisherman screamed in fear and jumped back. But at that moment, he heard the Jinni's pleading voice saying, "Master, have mercy on me and forgive my sins. I will obey you from now on." Hearing the word master, the fisherman was surprised and involuntarily said, "What do you mean? I am not your masters." The Jinni heard the fisherman's words and fell silent, staring at him. Suddenly, he roared and said, "Then prepare to die, because I must kill you." The fisherman trembled in fear and asked, "Kill me? But why? I was the one who freed you from the jar." The Jinni replied, "I know that. However, I have no choice but to kill you." The fisherman pleaded, "But tell me, what is my crime?" The Jinni said, "You have no crime. However, I have a strange story." The fisherman replied, "First tell me your story. Then do whatever you want." The Jinni agreed and said, "Listen carefully. I am a Jinni. 1800 years ago, I disobeyed my master's command, and he ordered that I be imprisoned in this jar and thrown into the sea. 700 years passed in my captivity in the sea. I thought that if someone came to free me, I would grant them any wish they had, but no one came to rescue me. Another 700 years passed, and I thought that if someone saved me, I would bring them all the treasures of the earth. Still no one came. 400 more years passed, and I thought that if someone rescued me, I would kill them however they wanted. And then you came and freed me from this jar. Now I have no choice but to kill you. Prepare for death and tell me how you wish to die." The fisherman realized that he had no way to escape unless he used his wits to deceive the Jinni. So he thought for a moment and said to the Jinni, "I am ready to die. However, I want to know how you managed to fit your big body into this small jar." The Jinni laughed loudly and said, "O foolish human, you do not believe that I was in this jar?" The fisherman replied, "I cannot believe anything until I see it with my own eyes." The Jinni grew angry and said, "Then open your eyes and see." He roared and flew into the air after he dived into the jar. The fisherman quickly closed the lid of the jar. Then he picked it up and moved toward the sea. The Jinni shouted from inside the jar, "What are you going to do?" The fisherman replied, "I will throw you into the sea forever." The Jinni begged him, "Do not do this. Free me, and I will reward you." The fisherman said, "You are lying. My story with you is like the tale of King of Greece and the Sage of Royan." The Jinni shouted from inside the jar, "What story is that?" The fisherman replied, "Listen closely, and I will tell you."
If you want to see more awesome content, make sure to like this video and subscribe.